This guy was born. God has given us a tremendous amount of power. Your hands are always on fire. You always have a mission to destroy demons. But something big happened to me. His father was killed by them once. On duty, from there the fire of hatred in me boils even more. Whether finally you can destroy all the demons, revenge for your father, and complete the mission that God gave you. Please find out the movie with me. Young, who was orphaned from a young age. You live with your father, who's a traffic cop. The whole family is devout Catholic. Every week I spend time going to church, attend the mass. Your dad's on call tonight. Young, who smiled and waved goodbye to his father. You don't know that. That's goodbye, Dad. While on duty checking the alcohol content, we found a suspicious car. The driver's behavior was also suspicious. The black ring on his finger flashed red. Anomaly, the same condition also appears in the eyes. You can even see the flakes appear on the face. All of a sudden, he was speeding away. The father is clinging to the car door. They were also dragged along the road. The girl revealed the smile of a demon. Finally, the father is exhausted. They are physically impacted by the driver. I fell into the street, run over by a car. Young-Hu and his grandmother, after receiving the news, rushed to the hospital immediately. Look at the father, who is wounded, lying in a coma on a hospital bed. Yong-Gu doesn't know how to do it. I hope you can get through this. Early recovery day, so you have a body. Running alone to the church your father used to go to pray. I hope God can save your father. The priest told him that. Just pray sincerely. Surely God will hear. However, the boy's heartfelt prayer, it doesn't seem to work. The night his father finally stopped breathing. Let's leave you and Yong, who meets your father. In a dream, I told you to listen to your grandmother. It doesn't matter whether you study well or not. Definitely have to do it later. A good person meets a difficult person must know how to help them. Your father will be by your side forever. At the same time, I gave you my ring. At the funeral, the priest came to grieve with his family. Yong-Hu, he threw the cross at the priest, the boy who brought his father's death to his head. The priest blames God. He called the priest a liar. Escape permission time. 25. Hast Yong-Hu became the heavyweight champion. Boxing world, this time in the ring. I've seen the Catholic cross tattoo on the back of the opponent. He remembered once again the death of his father. And in that ear is reminding you of your revenge. Immediately, Yong-Hu bravely rushed in and defeated the opponent. With just a few fists. If the judge hadn't stopped you, maybe the opponent logged out on the spot. On the plane back home, Xiaoyong, who once again dreams of his father. The father led him to the front of his own picture. Above is a cross. Since Xiaoyong, who passed away, for Christianity, there is only one thing left. Hatred. Now I hear that urge in my head. Once again Jung rushed to grab the cross, trying to throw it away, but did not expect. It's like taking root in your hand, and a blazing fire rises, and at the same time, a bunch of black energy push out of your body, the intense pain that caused Jung to suddenly wake up. The strange thing is that the hand was burned in a dream. It's actually bleeding all the time. After returning to the country for inspection, the doctor said it was a normal wound. But every time at midnight, there's always a shadow next to Young-Hu's bed, trying to get into your body. Right now, mouth wound on the hand will again crack out and bleed. The black shadow, as if afraid of this, ran away from his sandals. A few days later it was repeated. The wound never heals. That makes the state. Yang-Wu's spirit is also getting worse. The hospital couldn't find the cause because they are so helpless. I decided to go to my niece. The driver always mentioned, all along the way, the driver's niece had an accident. Spirituality is a child. Since then, her eyes have been blind. But even though I can't see anything, you have the ability to see ghosts, demons, and other supernatural things. The little witch said, behind you is a bunch of demons. Because of my own evil heart, you've attracted a lot of evil spirits. And the voice that's often in my head, it's the voice of those souls. Fortunately, I have a ring on my chest, all you're done, and the wound in the palm of Yong Wu's hand. There seem to be many sources, because it's what drives away evil. The little witch receives the sign of the cross through divination. You tell me that. South of my house there's a cross. At midnight, someone will help you. I listened to little Yong-Hu's instructions. Go to where the cross is. It is a church, but not waiting for you to come inside. Outside, a large number of black crows started to attack Yong-Hu madly. Get in the car to avoid being attacked. Now to priests, and older young performing an exorcism. Inside the church the elder called Priesten. A young man called for the Choi, under the coordination of 2 people. The exorcism went very well. Use holy water, scripture, and crosses to make the devil suffer no more. But when the possessed are free from their chains, both of you have completely lost 7. CAC Quack Ton Seng Vitel QSA Kabin Happen. They have no resistance. Father Choi participated in this exorcism for the first time. The more the true archetype of the devil, fear of flying colors, abandoned the priest and fled alone. Neither of you is his opponent. I am the only priest in. At the time of Father N, he was about to be strangled to death by the possessed. Just in time to arrive. Title of World Boxing Champion. It is an immortal name. Physical attack. That the spirit possessed just now was extremely proud at the hands of Yong-Hu. It is not worth mentioning. More blood from the wound on Yong-Hu's hand. It has an amazing effect. Directly burned the soul. It made him make a very painful war. And looks like that. Immediately sprinkle holy water on the donkeys. Through some tricks, the demon was burned to ashes by the fire that destroyed it. But the infected person's body is safe. Father N then told Yong-Hu that the wound on your hand is a holy sign. It's like the scar on Jesus' hand. When you were crucified, it will appear frequently for believers who have deep beliefs. Yong-Hu for God, there is only hatred. But Sao has now turned into a deep belief. I urge you hurt the priest. He recited the sutras to calm him down. Then, Father N, after learning about Yong-Hu's situation, he went to the bedroom and prayed for me. Before leaving, he even put his cross on the bed and told Yong-Hu that I can come find you at any time. When Priest N returned to his residence, Father Choi was waiting for him in shame. You don't blame me. I say it's all God's will tonight. Under the blessing of Father N and the protection of his cross, Yong-Hu finally got a good night's sleep. The bottle was lost a long time ago, but the next day, when I saw the cross, my first reaction was to be extremely angry. Put it in the toilet, just in time to flush it out. Then you raise your hand and pick it up. After cleaning for a while, you go to church, looking for Father N's address, and then secretly return the cross to him. But Father N, he is not a normal priest at all. He was sent by Vatican headquarters to search for him. Position of the dark forces. He's reporting to the Pope that he's in Korea. By phone, meanwhile at a bar. Owner of the bar, this Jishin, is being threatened by gangsters. The leader of the gangster group threatened Jishin that if you don't need them to protect this bar, they will not dare ensure the safety of the bar. Jishin is wearing a black ring, straight into the palm of the hand. Draw a picture of a snake with blood. Her eyes flashed red. There are also layers on the face. After receiving the warning, he told Kia that his partner had a huge gambling debt, and he's about to steal money and run away. The guy heard these words, immediately turned people back. Grab your partner. After a period of damnation, has definitively destroyed his business partner. Ghost Jishin is the one who killed Yong-Hu's father. 25 years later and still so young, he goes to the front of an altar in the basement of the bar and pray to Satan. Just use one sentence. The mantra saw off the gangster Kia to his adoration. He then sacrificed his soul to Satan. Jishin used the continuous method. Sacrifice the soul to extend the service life. Forever young, not old. From where the devils increased the dark power. Father N is looking for Jishin here. After he coughed back the cross. The lovers come to bother you. There's no way. I once again asked for the help of the priest. The priest gave me something. It was given by the Holy Father. Blessing, it can keep you safe from evil spirits. This stuff can't be bought with money. Thank you for driving. The car drove Father N to a family's house for an exorcism. Because last time Father Choi had a psychotic episode, I can't join you for the time being. Father N can only come here alone. As he coughed, following the figure of Father N, I remember my father again. Remember the words you used to say. I am grateful to Father N for his help. So I followed you. The possessed person is a young girl. Father N uses all his equipment, test all one term, but still can't find signs of demonic possession. But Father N experienced a lot of profound knowledge. Think of the demons curling up. Hide yourself inside to make it look like they don't own the human body. So you two work together. Xiang, who came to grab the girl, and the priest pour a bottle of holy water into your mouth. Now, the devil has finally come and knocked down the priest from the air. Xian, who saw that and immediately rushed in. But he was possessed by the evil spirit, pushing down from the ceiling to the ground. It doesn't stop whispering in your ear. That year that it entered the body, Jishin and killed his father. These words made Young-ho completely out of control. Crazy grabbed the girl's neck. If it wasn't for the priest, I'd have stopped you in time. Maybe the possessed Kia girl almost flew color. Young-ho, after he calmed down, took advantage of the holy scar in the palm of his hand, working with Father N to burn the demon inside the girl's body to ashes. Jishin's eyes are bleeding. Father N also felt it. This has something to do with the dark forces. Young-ho also. I wonder why your hands have holy scars. 2 exorcisms of Young-ho. That made Priest N feel. It's not that Young-ho doesn't believe in God, but because he believed so much, he hated God. They asked the girl who had just been rescued, have been exposed to AIs, not waiting for the girl to respond. Her eyes were bleeding to streams of blood. Turns out Jishin here used a puppet. Start doing magic to kill people. Kill mouth. It's also a sacrifice to Santa. Fortunately, Father N has a higher skill level. Jishin is not, but not successful. The puppet he used to control the girl was also burned by the violent reaction, even though he saved the girl. But she was threatened for fear of breaking her secret. You can only come back another day. After returning, the 2 of you eat a delicious meal, drink some wine and eat meat. The relationship is also becoming closer. It feels like the friendship of old men. Over here, Jishin learns that Priest N is watching us. It's through the sacrifice method. Get a hint from Satan, and see scenes that never happened. He followed the instructions, found the boy, or being bullied by your peers in reformatory school, and used charm tricks to get the boy to volunteer. Let the devil enter. He disguised himself as a pale, tired figure. Young-ho is on his way home. He lied that he was Father Choi, who was threatened to leave a few days ago. Young-ho can't see your face, but the body shape seems to match. He added that, I have the same wound on my hand. Tomorrow, priest, I'll definitely call for help and advise you not to. Go in the meantime. Inside the reformatory school, Castor is still reciting prayers to suppress the demon-possessed boy. The next day, Father N was notified. I immediately called Cho Yong-hun. He was fooled by Kia and didn't answer. Father N can only go there alone. After arriving at the place only to be a trick overcame the boy, using the ring the bow of the demon inside the body. Say out its name. He was able to eradicate this demon just when everyone is happy. I thought everything worked. The boy suddenly screamed a shrill sound. Turns out, he wasn't just possessed by a demon. It's that there are 666 demons in the body. You are no doubt Santa's servant. Although he is not as hard to deal with as adults, but Priest N can't control 666 demons. He was exhausted and was beaten by the boy. The nun in time to strike, save him with a cross, but very quickly. The nun was also in danger. At this time, Young-ho, after careful consideration, in time to come to the rescue. To people, you again use the relic on the hand to deal with the demon again, using holy water to pour on the fire. The demon-slaying flames were burning, soaring into the sky, and all the ghosts were cast out. Plan 7 defeat Jishin is not committed. He cast a spell to control an evil dog. Run to reformatory school. Let the boy close the box. At the same time, use your pure soul to sacrifice. And get a devil's fangs, the gift of Satan. Now Father N and Young Ho also received the news that the boy was harmed. When the priest N, praying for the boy's salvation, the lights suddenly started flashing. Then Young Ho saw Jishin appear in this place. I immediately chased him without leaving. The result was trapped in his tiger glass painting. Wait until you run around. I just realized this. Father N was threatened with fangs by Jishin. Taken hostage, Jishin took advantage of the End Priest's life. To threaten you, I swore that I would reject God's gift, and left the relic on his hand Young Ho. I can only listen to you. I am now. Father N prayed for the last time for Cho Young Ho, and then stabbed the fangs in his own neck. Seeing the hostage didn't work, he was quietly hiding away. Ian who rushed Father N back to the church, and together with Father Choi who lives here. Father N to save the priest, and in order to save him, I decided to go alone to eradicate the dark forces. Jishin before leaving, Father N gave Young Ho the exorcism ring. Never left me for a moment. Father Choi also gave you a robe. He was blessed by the Pope. Father N gave it to him. Young Ho stood in front of the mirror, then put on the cloak, blessed by the Pope. He took all of Father N's equipment and left it behind. And start with my favorite car. He went to the house of the girl he had saved to inquire about the lair of the dark forces at this time. When Jishin was doing magic, he made all his followers possessed by demons. After Young Ho was chased, I met the hindrance of these subordinates. But Young Ho have the fighting skills of a world champion. The power of the relic in the hand, and the holy water is only one. That quickly ignited these demons. Jishin starts to have a bad feeling. He prayed to Satan for help. Satan told you, stab your heart with your fangs, even if you have to die. Jishin decides to trust Satan. He deliberately stabbed his fangs into him, and fall into the depths of sacrifice. When Young Ho was chased to the coincidence to see the scene, after a while, Jishin climbed out of the altar. But right now, he's been turned into a snake monster by Sa. The fighting power is doubled. The two immediately went into battle. However, after Jishin's mutation, the battle on Young Ho's hand has lost its effect. For him, after losing this most powerful advantage, Young Ho is very quickly controlled by addition. He's even got fangs in his mouth. To sneak Young Ho, toxins quickly invade Young Ho's whole body, slowly sinking into the darkness. Now, in the dark there's a flash of light. Young Ho's father suddenly came out from inside. Young Ho once again burst into tears. When I saw my father again, your father kept his promise, and will always be by your side. Then, your father has added strength to the relic. He was on his hands when Young Ho woke up. The fire in my hand was burning furiously. Then, the two of you dashed into each other. This time the fire is out. Young Ho's ghost was able to hurt Jishin. They're both equally invincible. To reverse the situation, Young Ho took Father N's ring and hold it in your hand. Achievements pierced and blood flowed out. This greatly increases the power of the demon-killing flame in his hands. In the last confrontation, just a punch to the dark forces, Jishin was seriously injured, then pulled out the fangs in his heart raw and burn it with fire. Destroy the dark forces, Jishin is completely destroyed. Young Ho is about to leave Satan, with countless hands that have appeared, and drag Jishin's body to hell. The dark force is destroyed. The fangs have been cancelled. Item N also passed the critical and recovered. After the disaster this time, to people, one old, one young, hugging each other tight. Father N returned safely to Rome. In my letter, you cheered Father Choi will be an excellent exorcist, and give him back his cross. This episode is over. I hope everyone likes today's episode. See you in the next episode.